Blog Talk Radio.
Animal here. I'm shouting right at the start so I can turn off all the people who hate me, and they'll get off the show right at the beginning. They won't have anything to complain about. Here's the date, November 7th, 2018, okay? And listen, today's show is going to start off a little different than usual. Here's why. I read an article last week that made me mad, and that's not unusual, but this one was by Lori Rudiman, who was a longtime friend of mine on social media, so I offered her the opportunity to answer my complaint right here before we go on with the rest of the show. And to my surprise, she agreed, right? So I'm sure she called in. Her line's not open yet because she didn't call early to test her line like she should have, but she's not a professional yet like me, so I'm going to excuse her. Anyway, listen, yeah, okay, right, yeah.
Sometimes I forget this is my show, too.
Yeah, I forgot, okay? The article is about, the article is about using Jerry, this is a tough one for you, non-gendered language in business. And I got to tell you, right off the bat, I agree with Lori. I believe in using non-gendered language.
Is this where I slip in? That's what she said. I'm killing myself.
Yeah. But Lori, here's the problem. Lori demonstrates the reason why people complain about political correctness. It's because something that starts out as good is taken to ridiculous extremes. And here's what I mean. She tells you to use chairperson instead of chairman. Hey, I got no complaint with that. That was accomplished. That changed 20 years ago. And she tells you to use business professional instead of businessman. I prefer business person, but again, that is old hat, right? But then she says you shouldn't use the word seminal, which you never hear in business anyway. And why shouldn't you use it? Because it sounds like semen? I don't know. Listen.
No, it's about Native Americans in Florida, the Seminole Indians, I think.
I don't think so. She'll be here in a second to tell us, okay? But listen, then she tells you don't say calm down. That's sexist. Assertive. That's sexist. Bossy. That's sexist. Don't say rock star or ninja, not because they're childish and overused, which they are, but because they're sexist. And listen to this. I just learned the term resting bitch face a few months ago. You know, I don't think it's sexist. I just think it's funny. But funny doesn't count in Lori's world, and this is what galled me the most, okay? This was coming from someone who used to call her website Punk Rock HR, and then she switched it to Cynical Girl, and she likes to swear in public. So I've always thought of her as a free-spirited rebel. You know, but I'm sure you've heard this, that rebels are just cops out of power, and that's what she's showing herself to be now. Now, I just wanted to say, Lori, over to you, but, you know, I don't know where Lori is. Lori! Are you there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, my God. You guys sound like a bunch of fucking babies. That's
yeah.
There
How
she goes.
are you? It's nice to be here.
Good.
Bunch of whiners.
Glad you're on, Lori. It's Kathy Anderson. Hello.
Yeah. Okay, this is not a Lori fest.
This is a
Lori's
reunion
got to
show here.
rebut my
I'm glad
argument.
Lori's on.
I kind of have a medical announcement at some point, Animal. You can tell me when it's appropriate.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So what am I doing
give
here,
us
Animal?
You heard my complaint about your article. You're supposed to defend it. I gave you the opportunity, okay? Go ahead.
Well, I don't really feel like I have to defend being a decent human being and taking into consideration that words are gendered and they're outdated and outmoded. So if I'm on the show to defend common sense and decency, you've got the wrong woman. I think it's okay to be polite. And by the way, the root of the word seminal is literally semen. It's semen.
So what?
Okay, it's a gendered word.
So what? Really? So what? Okay?
Hey, can we use a real-world example? Because I was getting ready to say she is right, and I'm struggling for the right word instead of she.
Wait,
Would I only say Lori is right? I mean, how do I convey that without using a gender cuss word?
Okay,
Wait,
hold on.
Who's defending
Lori,
me? Who's on this call?
I'm not going to give my
There's
name
tons of,
for this show.
There's tons of people here. But Lori is dodging the issue, okay? I already said
I'm not dodging.
using non-gendered language. Using non-gendered language is sensible, but you're taking it to ridiculous extremes. The example you just gave, I'll give you another one. Look, long time no see. Apparently, you can't say that anymore because it was actually started out as mimicry of Chinese immigrants. Should it be long time? That doesn't mean Chinese immigrants anymore. Seminole doesn't mean anything about semen anymore.
Seminole does mean semen. It means the seed that comes from sperm. That's what seminole means. But
no,
I love
seminole
how
means
you can't. I love how you
God.
can't wrap your head around gendered language and you're going to move on to like racial language. I think the root of all of this is just being a decent human being and respecting the fact that some words have legacies and histories that are either shameful or stupid or non-inclusive, and there's a better and more thoughtful way to talk to candidates, to talk to your colleagues, and to talk to your fellow collaborators. There's nothing wrong with being polite, and I'm not saying you should go to jail
as long as you're being general, as long as you're being general, you sound fine and reasonable. But then when it comes down, don't say calm down, don't say assertive, don't say bossy, don't say rock star or ninja. Oh, that's crazy. Okay?
It's not crazy.
I used to wonder.
Language evolves, standards evolve, norms evolve. It's okay to evolve and to do better than we used to do in the past. Why are people hung up with the fact that we don't do things like we used to do 20, 30, 50 years ago? You know, thankfully the world changes, the world improves, and that's what I'm trying to do with
devolves.
language.
It can devolve, and what you're doing is devolving
but it's not.
it. Okay.
It's not
well,
devolving.
a guy last week.
Get to the show.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second.
The iron line?
I love having the chance to defend my article, but
okay.
I'd love to
just
talk.
the last thing. Okay, the last thing. A guy was fired last week for saying at work that Meghan Markle was good looking. Another guy was fired for making a bad joke about vegans. This is turning into a reign of terror.
Those aren't the reasons why he was fired. I don't know anything about it, but I know working in human resources, people do not get fired for making one-off and two-off stupid jokes. People get fired for being consistent assholes in the work environment, and the thing you get fired for is the thing that's like the tip of the iceberg, or they just can't take it anymore.
I totally disagree.
Cannot participate in such a ridiculous conversation. This article that I wrote is sensible, it's balanced, it's fair, it's inclusive, and there is nothing wrong with it.
I want to talk to her.
Okay.
I want to call her.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think her statement that the tip of the iceberg and that people don't get turfed for one little comment. I've seen it. It's I think her comment is all encompassing.
One sec. We're gonna. If Lori wants to come back for the whole show, I'm begging her. I'd love to have her as a guest, so she can get in touch with me after.
Animal.
Yeah.
You've got somebody up at 12:10, right? Isn't that the rule? I would just love an unencumbered space to really talk about this with you, Animal, because I think we're on the same team. We're all for progressive inclusion, right? We're all for being nice. We want to treat people well. What the hell is wrong with not calling someone bossy or getting rid of the word rock star or ninja?
It's Orwellian restrictions on language is that what you're trying to institute, and I promise
I'm
the
really
guest,
not trying to
he's
institute
calling
anything.
from
I'm
England,
trying to
okay?
suggest.
I don't know if you're allowed to say England anymore either, okay? Too nationalistic, but that's where he is.
Say England.
The motherland?
It's not my motherland. He's over there. He's getting nervous that we won't give him any time on the show. Lori, I'm going to arrange for you to come back as a guest. But before I forget, Jerry, what show is this?
The Recruiting Animal are, as usual, more than welcome.
Okay.
More than welcome.
Thank you, Lori. It was great having you.
I need to make an announcement about my health animal.
Go ahead.
Went to the doctor yesterday, and I have been diagnosed with PVC. This is premature ventricular contraction. They are extra heartbeats that begin in one of your heart's two lower pumping chambers. Those are ventricles, by the way. These extra beats disrupt your regular heart rhythm, sometimes causing you to feel a fluttering or a skipped beat in your chest. This is not a problem. There is no cure.
Okay,
I don't know if
but
I'm going to be able to continue with the show, but I'm going to give it my best.
Hold on. Can we pray for Jerry for 10 seconds and send golden light to Indiana?
Thank you.
Okay.
I can use it.
And not only for Jerry, but whoever is in the iron lung, too.
Yes. I'm going to be pretty soon. With PVC,
I don't hear any noises.
It's slowly chewing at me, wearing me down.
Somebody's doing their best Darth Vader.
Yeah, who is that?
I don't hear it. Let's just do a hum for Jerry before we get going. Tris, are you with us? The guest, are you here? Guest.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there's no singing today, but we're going to do an and send golden light to Jerry's throat or heart. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Okay, Jerry's going to feel that. I just got to tell you, Tris, we didn't even have time to get into Lori's pronouns, Z, Zer, and Zers. She says when you meet somebody at work, a new person, you say, "Hi, my name is Lori. It's nice to meet you. The pronouns I use are she, her, and hers. How about you?" Tris, do you think that's a good way to introduce yourself to somebody?
What if I told you that your boss skydives, Tim in marketing is a magician, and Sam in accounting does sums in his head while standing on his hands? Seeing sides of the people you work with but never see, sides that inform and inspire their work and that can inspire yours, is what The Talent Show is all about. Email me, Tom Alexander, host of The Talent Show, at talentshow@backboneinc.com and show us what you got. I look forward to seeing you on The Talent Show.
I'm not saying it's not
good. This guy's no good. Get him out of here.
I think you need to be careful and you need to be really woke if you work in the people business today, and you need to be aware of it. I wouldn't need to introduce myself like that, but I'm a big, tall, white guy with a beard and a beer belly, so I don't need to say that.
Did you say we need to be woke? Did I catch that
woke.
right? We need to be woke?
It's a millennial
woke.
thing.
Woke.
Yeah, I'm not woke, and Jerry's woke. Jerry is woke.
I certainly am.
Okay, look, before we do anything else, Amy Miller is listening to the show. At least she said she was going to be, and she said she has to leave at 12:30. Is that Amy?
Amy's woke.
Are you here? Is Amy here?
Yeah.
Okay, you ask him the question. You got Amy's question. Just talk a little louder, Amy,
Yeah.
Okay? Go ahead. Shoot.
Okay, sorry for trying to my phone. Okay.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
She left the company with the good technology. You can tell.
Yeah. I'll pose her question.
I'm calling from an iPhone for what it's worth.
Amy, you just be quiet, okay? Because you're wrecking the show. Here's Amy's question. Okay? She says, "I'm still waiting for Tris Revill." Is that a girl's name, Tris? Tris Revill to share to share the list of all the social media sites that recruiters should be on and why. I'm particularly interested in how Pinterest can help me find software engineering managers, directors, and VPs. And I think Amy is complaining because Tris said on Facebook that recruiters should be on every social media site. Amy, is that right? Just say yes.
Correct.
Hard pass.
Tris, over to you. Now defend yourself.
Yeah.
Lori's gone. It's your turn to defend yourself.
So the reason why I think that recruiters should be on every single social media website. The reason why I think that so look, like you want to be on every social media website because people are on different ones, right? So if you want to be able to understand how to use them to get to the people that you're targeting, and then you need to understand the behaviors of the people and find where they're at. You were talking about product managers. Product managers, for example, you might not find them as easily on LinkedIn because they're not talking to each other on LinkedIn. They'll be talking to each other on the community designed for product managers, say Mind the Product, which is a Slack community of thousands of product managers, and they protect that and they look after that community. And so when you're recruiting, you need to understand how to approach those people and leverage that. And that might be people tweeting around that community.
You're backing off. You're saying something different than Amy says you said.
Yep.
That's no longer.
I do think that every recruiter needs to use every social media because they need to know how to use it, right? If I want to talk to a candidate that's only on Twitter, I'm going to send them a message.
Animal, do you have me muted?
No?
No, I can hear you, Amy. Hardly.
Listen.
You better shout.
You tell me how Pinterest helps me find my target audience. Now, if I get a new job where I'm recruiting preschool teachers or professional cooks, Pinterest is probably where I want to go find them. I recruit software engineering directors and VPs. How does Pinterest or Snapchat or Instagram or anything else that's not GitHub, not LinkedIn, or some of the other more professional sites help me find them? That's what I want to know, because I'm not going to spend my time chasing 30 different sites. I'm not going to do it unless you can show me the real value.
So you think that you just want to use it to get the information, right? So why not search those 30 different sites in one go, and then you find out where they are? I'm not saying you need to be on every social media. You need to know how to use it and figure out if it's the one for you.
You did say that, though. You said we should be on every platform.
So you need to use it.
And
he's
backing off now. Okay, this conversation's over. Trish, you lost.
So
you slit your own throat as soon as you opened your mouth. Yeah, you said,
what you're telling me, Trish, is that it's a good idea for me to learn how to use Snapchat to find VPs of software development. This is what you're telling me. Can you teach me that? Because I currently don't know.
He's backing off, Amy. It's over.
Yeah, because if you're trying to get in touch with the guy who's the VP of engineering at Snapchat, 100% he's going to respond to you on Snapchat quicker than he'll respond to you on LinkedIn.
I don't necessarily want the Snapchat guy. I'm talking in general. I'm talking an entire pipeline of software engineer managers or VPs or directors.
Yeah. Look,
now,
Amy, let me intrude. Amy, after all these years, if you don't know how to call the show on a phone that works, I'll ban you from this show, okay? So you're the guest in a couple of weeks. You're the guest in a couple of weeks. Just make sure you're on a normal phone.
I'm going to call back from my office because this is important.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to load
thank you.
Calling back.
Okay.
Bye.
We'll be waiting.
It's not important. It's settled already. Chris, you backed down. You stuck your neck out. You said something extreme, just like Lori did, and you got shot down, rightfully so, okay, by someone who's got a bigger title than I do. Now, Tris, I got to tell you something.
Hold on, Animal. As I was thinking about that phrase, I'm thinking you might not want to use that anymore. Shot down is not cool.
Oh, maybe. Lori's not here to police me.
Hello. How do we know what we can say and not say anymore? I am just like.
That's Lori.
And look, Kathy's a woman. Kathy's a woman, and she's on our side. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Kathy. Look, we got to introduce this guy. Nobody even knows what he is. And I got to tell you something. His name is Revill, and that's his and I found that it's short for Tristram, like in Tristram and Isolde, I think. You know, the
it's actually Tristram, which is a misspelling of Tristan. In the Doomsday Book in 1066, or 1068 actually, the Doomsday Book, when it was part of my ancestral history, so it's Tristram with a T-R-A-M at the end.
Wow.
Okay, but so he calls himself Tris, T-R-I-S. His last name is Revill, R-E-V-I-L-L. Okay, and so
do you have to keep explaining that it's not Chris, it's Tris?
It's Tris, yeah. Okay,
it's
a little different.
No matter
what. A little
what.
different there. Okay, but his Twitter address, if you want to criticize him during the show, is Tris Revill. Okay, and I got to tell you, your LinkedIn profile, it's very busy, but it's not really clear what you do. Can you tell us in a succinct way what you do?
Right now, I'm a freelance in-house recruiter working with some startups in Paris and Ireland and London.
What does freelance mean? That they'll give you single searches or give you a few months of contract? What does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I go and work on site with the company directly. So I'll spend a day or two in their offices, and then I'll help them build a pipeline over 4 to 6 weeks.
So you're a sourcer.
Contractor.
So I can source, but I also can close people as well.
So okay, but you said you build a pipeline. There's no closing in a pipeline. Okay, are you closing deals for them or what?
Yeah, we're closing deals as well, of course.
Okay, this must be Amy. I'm going to have to shoot her down. Can I hear? Is that you, Amy? 425. Go ahead. Do you have anything that you haven't said already? Don't drag this out. It's finished. Go ahead.
So, okay, let me just clarify then. Are we now agreeing that recruiters don't have to be on every social media site to be effective?
No, I still think they need to be able to use every single social media site effectively.
So we're not finished. Why do I need
if you're interested in people, then you need to understand where people hang out.
I'm interested in software development managers that can do the job that I need to hire for.
Does anybody agree with Tris?
I have a question. Can I just ask for some clarity here? What does be on every social media site mean? Does that mean have an account and a password? Or does it mean actively engaging in discussions in which you really have no knowledge to participate with?
Good question.
I would say use an account and a login and have figured out how to use every single one of them.
Okay, I understand how to use Pinterest.
I have a GitHub account, but I don't post on GitHub that much, right? I know how to use it. I know how to go and message someone.
How do you use it?
I message.
Okay, you know what? I gotta cut this off. This is boring already. Sorry, Amy.
No.
I'm
Don't
trying
cut
to
it off.
clarify it. I mean, do you use all forms of social media? Does that mean you know how to get to the website or the app on your phone? You know, you're talking about all these different places where people are having discussions about things that interest them. Are we the stupid recruiter that's supposed to post content, job interview tips, 10 resume highlights? I mean, I see the stuff that recruiters jam into all these conversations, and frankly, they look like idiots.
I agree.
Agreed.
I think you should use them to gather the information. You might engage on that site, but you might find better ways. You might even want to pick up the phone and call them if you can find them.
So you're doing research then. You're not actively engaged in the discussions and the social side of it.
What information am I getting on Pinterest?
Okay, great.
That's what I want to know.
You know,
So I could use a good lasagna recipe tonight. I'm open for options. I do Wednesday.
Well, I'm asking Hannah to make tutus for cats, so maybe she can do that on Pinterest.
That's a stretch. But
No,
she's going to try.
do it for
Okay,
me.
back to you, Animal.
Thank you. Amy broke one of my guests, okay, with this Pinterest thing in the past. This is her wedge.
His claim
this
to
is her
fame
wedge
was
issue.
smashed on the front porch in front of everybody.
I think Amy
He's got
knows
nowhere
where
to go. Is he still on the line?
Still need to
Animal.
Like a
Animal.
now or something.
Alan Floor wanted to talk for a while. Alan's got the floor.
Here's
floor.
Here's the
Go
question,
ahead.
Tris. You mentioned you got to be on all of them. Which ones do you use? What are the top 3 that you use regularly, and why, and how?
LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and I use them for everything, every single part of my life, from networking through to recruiting.
Well, that doesn't sound like all of them, okay?
You just shot down. No, but Animal, he just kind of shot down his own thing. If his top 3 are the
Yeah,
same
you're
ones
right.
that we
It's
basically
over.
all use.
It was over 10 minutes ago. You guys are wrecking the show with this question,
I
okay?
think Alan just wrapped it up pretty nice there. Out of all the thousands of social media sites that Tristram is on,
I understand my
his
demographic.
top 3 are the same ones that we all have open on our windows right now.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. Next question.
Do you understand
okay?
my demographic?
You going to
Where's
run an
my
ad, Animal?
demographic hanging out?
Amy,
'Cause I
you
can do
won
an
already.
empire.
Amy, you won. You won. Isn't that enough? I told you won.
No.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I'll
Everybody
take it.
here
Hey,
thinks
do
you
want me to
won
do a
except
pitch for Hire
Chris.
Tool? Do you want me to do a pitch for Hire Tool?
Yeah, go
Excellent.
ahead. Do the ad for
Okay.
Hire Tool, please.
So
Loud.
here's the thing. Yes. So just this week, we had identified 5 very, very high-level targets, And they were on LinkedIn, but very, very sparse profiles. We couldn't find contact information for them. I plugged them into the cross-reference search in HireTool, and I got 2 emails and 2 emails for each of the 5 prospects and phone numbers for 3 of them in like 2 minutes flat. It was crazy good results, crazy fast, accurate, love it. HireTool, my favorite.
Okay, she heard it from me. She heard about it from me.
All these other social sites, then you can just use HireTool, and in effect, you are on all of them.
I guess so. I mean, I don't have logins or fancy profile pictures, but I'm pulling the data from there because, the AI search does all that fancy stuff behind the scenes that I don't understand, but I don't have to. I got the results I needed, and I got it in like 2 minutes. That's all I care about.
Animal.
Okay. Amy's, and everybody listening, all you recruiters, Amy's a somebody, okay? She's not like me and Jerry. She's a somebody, okay?
I would also like to say that if you will notice, everybody on the call went silent when Amy was speaking, which I think you need to take a point of reference, the respect you need to show her when she's about to be a guest rather than threatening to ban
I'm not
her.
showing any respect. Thank you. Let me just say, HireTool, HIRETUAL. Thank you, Amy. Go to your next meeting, okay? The show's half over. We haven't even introduced the guest. Okay.
Have fun.
Look,
Bye, guys.
Chris. Bye.
Bye, Amy.
Chris, you can come.
Bye,
Don't
Amy.
worry, Chris. Don't worry, Tris. You can come back, okay? But you were doing door-to-door sales. That was your first job. Am I right? And you said.
No, I was a chef first.
Oh, you were a chef. Okay. Let's put that to the side.
I did my apprenticeship at the Ritz in Paris.
Congratulations. Okay, and then you said that you were doing door-to-door sales. Am I right about that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, and you said in the article I read that you were good at selling people. You also said that you're good at convincing people. What do you mean by that? How can I be good at convincing people?
I think it's just a gift of the gab, right? I'm from London. I don't know. It's part of our nature.
Trick question.
Racist. That's a racist answer. Okay.
What?
Okay. Here's the other thing. You believe in growth hacking in recruiting, and our good friend in Japan, Tyron Giuliani, said growth hacking in recruiting is using experiments in marketing to get as many candidates as possible at low cost. And you said that's a legitimate definition of growth hacking in recruiting. You want to give us some examples of growth hacking in recruiting? Teach us something. The floor is yours.
Sure thing. I was preparing a couple. One of them was a really cool hack that we did only a couple of weeks ago for a trade merchant that has shops all over the UK. The problem that they were having was that it took a long time for the sources who were in a centralized place to go and identify exactly who they wanted to hire. So what we did is we built a search engine, put it on a website, and sent the search engine to the hiring managers and got them to pick the people. They put it in a little form at the bottom of the website. We did this on a Friday afternoon, and they responded on a Monday with 3 candidates. We interviewed the 3 candidates, made 1 hire. And now
did anybody
understand
that? Team. I didn't understand. What did you do? What happened?
So we identified the problem in the pipeline was identifying the candidates. We built a custom version of Google, a search engine, CSE.
Yeah.
We sent that search engine to the hiring managers, got them to identify the candidates for us, and then we interviewed them and hired.
How did they identify the candidates? Did you source a bunch of candidates and send it to them? I don't understand.
No. They were we fine tuned. There's a thing called a custom search engine, which is
I know what that is. Yeah, I know what that is. Okay, so you put a bunch of candidates into that custom search engine. You created a database of candidates.
No, the candidates are already on the internet, whether they're on Facebook or on LinkedIn. But we wanted to be able to identify them and help the hiring manager themselves identify those candidates. So the search engine is just pointed at showing CVs and profile data, and that then and also takes into account the competitors and the most important keywords. So that the hiring manager sits down, he writes.
Hold on, let me try to figure. Before I bore everybody to death, let me just try to figure it out one more time. A custom search engine is a database that you create yourself with a Google search function on top of it, but you've got to identify the people first to put them in the database, right?
Animal?
No, you don't.
Alan Fleur. Alan Fleur, are you
really,
going to help me out of this?
Just a little bit. From what I know of CSEs, you're kind of right, but you also have to identify what websites that CSE will be specifically going at, just like LinkedIn or whatever. So what websites were you guys targeting?
Tris.
The CSE was built to target About Me, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, maybe some Instagram profile data as well, a couple of different things.
So what you're telling
so why
me?
Did you make,
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying.
Alan, you go ahead.
So back to the original reason he's on the show. So basically, what you're saying is, we don't have to be on those sites, but if we use a CSE, we can identify those sites to go find our search parameters in the CSE, which is common sense. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's
beyond me.
If you want to engage
it's
with
beyond me. Jerry, are you in on this? Jerry, do you understand what was just?
It's beyond me. I'm screwing around over on Twitter now.
Okay, yeah. Look, Chris, if you're losing Jerry,
you're on Twitter. Recruiting, right? The idea is
Jerry,
growth hacking recruitment.
Who's that talking now? Who's talking?
It's me.
Okay, I don't know. Well, let's move on. Do you have another example? Do you have another example of growth?
Growth hacking?
Yeah.
I think that
you have another example,
been
Trish?
Growth hacking in recruitment for a long time. I think we've already been growth hacking in recruitment for a long time. Just A/B testing job ads is the simplest form of growth hacking that anyone can do on the show. You can just go and write 2 different job ads for the same role, one with one job title, one with the other job title, and see which one performs the best. That in itself is technically a growth hack. Because what you're doing is you're
growth hacking sounds exciting,
it.
but so far you didn't excite me. Okay, give me another one.
So this afternoon I sent 120 emails to candidates and got using a tool. I sent them all a personalized video and got them to book in calls with me for next week. So I booked 12 interviews with about 20 minutes worth.
What tools?
That's a tool called Lemlist.
What is it? Spell it.
It's a tool called Lemlist. Lemlist.
Lemlist. And what does it do?
Lemlist.
It's an email personalization software.
Does it cost money?
Yes.
Yeah.
How much?
$30 a month.
If he's inserting video, $500. If he's inserting video, $500 a month.
What I love about the Workforce Agility Limited Series by Cornerstone was we talked to executives and customers all about skills. Skills. Cornerstone has a wonderful background in learning and development, training, etc. Their LMS is world class, but they've centered the business now, not just on that, like building upon that, but building upon how everything has moved to the skills economy. So check out the limited series called Workforce Agility, and you can get it wherever you get your podcast. And it's just a wonderful series where we talk to their executives on the shift of why, and also their customers that are using it. So check it out whenever you get a chance. Appreciate it.
How much, Tris?
Man, you're losing the show here, dude. This is...
sorry. I mean, I'm giving him a chance to talk about... Okay, I am. If we're losing Jerry, we're losing America, okay? And, yeah.
Oh, we lost America last night.
Yeah,
She's gone. Excuse me, it's gone. Did I say she? I don't even use that word anymore.
I think you're supposed to use Z, okay? But I told this guy, I told Tris, come prepared to talk about growth hacking. Don't make
hacking
me
is such an overused word.
Okay?
Come on, people. Hacking, life hacks, growth hacks, recruiting hacks.
Yeah,
God.
I'll just go to regular questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a formula for viral marketing? That's a growth hack. I read it on your Facebook group, viral marketing. Do you have a formula for that?
of course, there's loads of them. You can go and find them from all the awesome growth hackers and all the awesome content in that growth hacking group.
Do you have any to tell us?
Sure. So if you want to get your posts on LinkedIn more viral, start with a little group on LinkedIn of your current employees in the company that all have the right type of networks. Write a good post with a picture and a call to action.
Hold on, wait a minute. Start with all the employees in my company?
Yeah, start with a little group of employees.
He's in-house, Jerry.
Okay,
Jerry,
got
he's
me
in-house.
covered.
He's in-house, Jerry. He
Oh,
didn't like the agency life. So finish off, Tris. Come on, tell us. There's corporate recruiters here.
So then you want to get people to comment if they're interested. You say, hey, we've just released this many jobs. If you want to talk to us about it, comment and we'll send you a message. You get everyone in your own company to like and share it first, and then from there it goes viral. Everyone's commenting. You've got loads of people booking interviews for it. It's pretty simple.
What if you're on the agency side, which you were at one time? How could we get something to go viral?
When we were agency side, we just used to write stuff on the internet about what candidates were doing. You know that worked so well, right?
How long ago was that?
6 years ago, 7 years
Okay,
ago.
come on, man. Come on, Tris, help us out here. 6 years ago, it was like...
So let's move on. Okay, so you said, your motto is focus on the problem, not the solution. What does that mean?
That means be more interested in the actual hands-on dirtiness of the problem, like the problem of hiring people, as opposed to all the magic unicorn tools out there that are silver bullets.
Do you use any Chrome extensions that you'd like to recommend to us?
Giphy is my favorite at the moment.
Jiffy?
Yeah.
Jiffy? Is it Giffy? Giffy? Is that how you spell it?
Love it.
Or is that Michael G. Cox?
Giphy. He's talking about
what does it do, Michael G. Cox? Michael G. Cox, you step in here. Come on. What does it do?
I think he might have been joking, but he posts GIFs.
Yeah, is that a way to get candidates or something? Is it what's the big deal?
I found through testing that I get a lot more interaction on my emails if I put a GIF in them, as opposed to just sending a normal boring email.
Nice.
Okay, great. I'm going to do another ad to pick up the show. Hey, everybody. Honeit, Honeit. You know the guy, Nick Livingston, who's the CEO of this company, got in touch with me just before the show and said, at the beginning of the show, I usually call it online interview technology. That's not what I should say. It's phone interview technology. It records your interviews and turns the key questions and answers into separate audio clips to help hiring managers quickly hear the motivation, the personality, and the enthusiasm that the recruiter just heard. When you can share a story with a hiring manager in the candidate's own voice, it speaks volumes that you can't get from a resume or a report. That's growth hacking, if you ask me. So if you want to get a hiring manager excited about a candidate, forget about Giphy. Share some of the sizzle with Honeit, Honeit.com, and reading.
Animal?
What? Yeah.
There's a reason Hire Tool took over the market, okay? It's because, A, the fantastic sponsorship of this show, the ads that you did over the months, getting it ramped up, but also other people called in and talked about how they use Hire Tool, like Amy.
Yeah.
She's one of the top recruiters on the planet. So Honeit needs to get a few of the people that use their tool to call into the show and give us some real-life examples. That ad is sounding flat and old, and we've heard it, and there's nothing new, and get a user to call into the show, damn it.
Okay.
Seriously.
Nick Livingston is listening, okay?
Come on,
maybe
Nick.
If he wants to do that.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, but in the meantime, look, Honeit, Honeit. It records your
Honeit.
Honeit. Thank you. I said it deliberately so you would correct me.
See how
I said it deliberately
with it?
wrong so you would correct me. And look, just in case you don't know it, it records your entire conversation. You don't have to worry about missing anything, and it immediately turns it into a transcript. So it's searchable, easy to review, okay, and all that
awesome.
good stuff.
I love every bit of it.
Oh, well, yeah, great. Okay.
So let's have somebody call in that's used it and give us an example of what they did with it and how powerful it is, how the customers loved it.
That's a good tip. That's a good tip for the sponsor. I hope he listens to you. Okay.
And that's a free tip, by the way.
You think?
Totally free.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that free. Okay. Look, Tris.
Hi.
All right, back to looking for a new batch of chip clips on Amazon. I'm thinking about the Morsler chip clips in stainless steel heavy duty in the 10-pack. No, it's only an 8-pack?
Hold on. Jerry, forget about that.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry about
you know
that.
what? Tris actually Tris agrees with you. He wants you, just like he said, he thinks it's important to get the staff of the company to brag on social media. He says, ask the people who are on the team to show it off. They will get you referrals. Reward them well, and they will get you even more referrals. Tris, do you have a story about that, an example?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I worked at a startup called List, and about 50% of the engineering team we hired were from referrals. And what we did is we said to the engineers, if you want to go to a conference and you get a talk accepted, then we'll pay for your trip to go to the conference. So they had a training budget. Some of them went for conferences anyway, and the others that wanted to go to the conference for free, they got talks. They were talking on stage about the work that we were doing, which meant that we had an inbound candidate flow of referrals coming through. I think it was 50% on the year, just the engineers that we hired by referral.
Okay, so you didn't mean on social media. You didn't want them to brag about the team on social media.
I think you should do it anywhere. Social media, in conferences, on the newspaper, to your mom. I don't care. You've got to brag about it, and you've got to feel proud about it, right?
Uh-huh. And so how do you reward them if it's not a free trip to a conference? How do you reward them well?
I don't know. Some companies, I think every company has a different take on this. I think that some companies it's cash, others it's public recognition. I think most people like cash, right? Old card cash, that works good.
Okay, so let's go back to the standard questions. Does anybody have a question for Tris? Okay, anybody? Any of the regulars who want to talk? Anybody? No? Okay. What's your method of first contact? So you source someone using LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. What's your method of first contact? Do you cold call them on the phone ever?
Sometimes, but only if I can find their phone number, and that's not as easy to find in Europe as it is in the U.S.
Okay. Would you call the company and speak to the receptionist? Pardon me?
No, not really. Not since I've been working in-house. I haven't done that. It's partially because of the sensitivity to the brand, right?
So you don't call a company and say, hi, receptionist, I'd like to speak to Mitzi Gaynor. You don't say that, no? No. Okay, how do you get in touch with them?
Normally I try in the platform where I found them, and then I'll do a phased thing over maybe, there's a rule that I use, which is 16 touch points in the first week that I find them. So from finding them to talking to them, I'm going to try and have 16 little touch points where I can engage with them if I need that.
Give me an example. Tell me 16 is a lot. In 1 week, you're pestering someone 16 times to get back to you. Tell us how you do that.
But it's not. If you do it across 4 different channels, right? So let's say you're going to send them 3 different emails. That's quite a lot. But you're going to send them 3 emails because it's phased emailing. Then you're going to follow them on Twitter, like one of their tweets, send them a direct message. That's another 3 touch points. Send them, add them on Facebook, target a Facebook ad at them, like one of their statuses, find them, GitHub, the same thing, follow, engage, so on and so forth. And if you do that in a phased manner, people realize that you're genuinely interested in them. You're not just another one of those recruiters that's got them on a list.
Really? Okay. And so the email, where do you get your best bang from? Does it come from the email or from the tweet or from GitHub or from Facebook? Where are you generally getting? Or you didn't mention LinkedIn, but where are you generally getting your best results from? The email or from those other platforms?
I think from in the last year, the best techniques have been direct email, and I think that's because of the nature of what's happening in Europe with data protection. I think that it completely depends on the campaign. Like, I always try and look at the whole funnel. Say we're trying to hire 10 people in that particular market and try and split it out so that you're going to get 2 from Twitter, 2 from LinkedIn, 2 from Facebook ads, 4 from the internal network, and 2 from job ads.
Eligibility for lowering your interest rate to as little as 6.9%. Your eligibility expires shortly, so please consider this your final notice.
Don't make me go through
number 1 on your phone now to speak with.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I'm just as annoyed with that crap all day long. I figured I'd share it with you that aren't in the U.S. We get those calls all day long. All day. That was Rachel from Cardholder Services, by the way.
Yeah.
A friend to many in the business.
By the way, there's an app for getting rid of that, Jerry.
Gosh.
What is the app? I'm going nuts. I'm getting Japanese.
So sick of that.
We don't get any of that in Europe anymore, you know.
I'll post. I'll tweet at you guys for that. It's called Robo Killer.
Okay.
Wilbo Killer. Okay, he's going to, Michael G. Cox, his name is Mike_recruiter. He's going to post that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry.
You know what, Tris, I got to tell you, I got to coach you, okay? I read your story.
Most valuable thing today.
Flying gangster. Flying gangster.
Other than that tip I gave Nick Livingston.
Yeah. What's your that website, flyinggangster.org? What's it called?
Flyinggang.org. That's just a holding page right now.
Okay. Anyway, no, but you tell a story there that you created this community of recruiters in London, and you guys would go out and get drunk and be wild, so plastered that you couldn't come to work the next day. I mean, like, you're not showing us that side of yourself on the show. You have to pep it up. You're putting people to sleep here, okay? Come on. You have to liven it up. Say, your stories are just falling flat. Come on, help me, okay? Because it reflects on me. I'm the recruiting animal. To go play. Hey, yeah, he's got a good show.
I think he hung up already.
Okay, so I asked you for a Chrome extension for recruiting, and you give me Giphy. Mind you, you said that helps. Okay, I didn't know about that. What kind of pictures are you using on Giphy that help? What are they, like from TV shows, or what are those little clips that you're putting?
Mr. Bean is my favorite because I'm English, so that works for me. I think it needs to be your authentic personality. When you're writing messages to candidates, the first touch is the most important, right? And so if you understand, something about that candidate, say they like Game of Thrones, put a Game of Thrones GIF in there and make their day, because I think that's way more exciting than just sending them a, hey, I've got a job here, I've got a job there, as an interaction, right?
How would you know they like Game of Thrones?
Find
the stuff that they're posting.
They would have liked it on Facebook.
Who doesn't?
I don't know. They tweet about it.
That's a good assumption. I assume everybody does.
Okay.
I always research my candidates, like, as much as I can to find that one unique thing about them.
Yeah. Do you spend 20 minutes doing it? How long does it take?
No, 7 minutes on max normally. If I'm still stuck and not found something for 7 minutes, I'm bored. I'm going to do something else.
Okay, and what goes in the subject line if you're putting Game of Thrones into the body of the email? What goes in the subject line? A quote from the show?
Hunting SRE dragons.
Something like that, eh? Do you have do you have any? And what if you can't find anything specific about the candidate? What do you put in the subject line then?
I can't find anything specific about you, so I had to write you a boring email.
Oh, no way! You actually put that in?
That would work.
Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah.
And so what's in the body of your emails? What's in the body?
So try and keep emails nice and short, like 3 paragraphs maximum, and it's about what the candidate is going to get out of having a conversation with me and why they're going to be interested in the opportunity. It's about them.
Yeah, can you give us the actual text? Can you spin one off of your head right now?
I write it all the time. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like you've been hosting this blog show for so many years now. You probably want to, up your game, and maybe you want to go on CBS and host a radio talk show on there about recruiting. Would that be if that's the kind of step in your career that you'd be interested in? Give me a call.
I did get an email just a little while ago from a company that's got a conference going on right now. It was from the director of talent acquisition. She said, "How would you like to write content for a company all day long?" Right? In initial concept, I said, "Well," I replied, "I'll talk to you, but I've never worked inside a corporation. I assume you're selling to corporations." And I can't remember. I said, "Marketing people. I'm not a marketing guy. When people come to market their stuff on the show, we give them a hard time." And I never heard back. I never heard back from her.
Because you sounded like a blabby douchebag.
Well,
you should have said, "Maybe, tell me more," and hit the send button. Come on, man. Dude, we're gonna have to start from scratch with you, Animal. Seriously, we gotta strip everything down that you think you know about yourself and rebuild you one piece at a time.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll do that in the morning. I don't have time this afternoon.
If I ask you what is blockchain, would you be able to tell us?
Yeah, it's a bit like a certificate.
Okay. I'm going to do an ad. Hey, everybody. If you're a regular listener, you've heard me talking about PC Recruiter before. And, I've been saying, look, you might want to give it a try, but if you think it's going to be hard to switch from your old recruiting software to PC Recruiter and you don't want to do it because it's going to be too much trouble, I've been telling you that's not true. PC Recruiter makes it easy for you to give them a trial run. They've got two different types of conversions, of ways for you to switch. One is fast and simple. The other is custom made just for you. You can pick whichever one you want, okay? Somebody got in touch with me last week, and he said that's not a good ad. It sounds like you're begging people to give them a try, or someone who, I think it's a good ad, okay? But I don't know, maybe I won't use it again. But if you want to try them out, they're going to make it easy for you. And look, if you're not happy, then you can switch back to something else. It's not that hard. I just want you to know that. And I want you to remember, if you're a recruiter, it doesn't matter if you're a kitchen table recruiter like Jerry, working out of your own home, or if you're a member of a big recruiting team. If you're a recruiter, PC Recruiter loves you and they want to help you. So check them out at PCRecruiter.net. Okay. Well, sometimes just like Jerry said, we've had people come on the show and say they love it. They've been using it for 20 years. Okay. We've had that. What Jerry says, we need endorsements, I'll get you more of those. Tris, okay.
Celebrity endorsements like Amy.
Okay.
Celebrity endorsements, not just regular,
only 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only 10 minutes left. Tris, what should we talk about? You have a show, you've got a Facebook group, you've got a blog. You know what you like to talk about. So I'm going to ask you, what's interesting? What do you think you should tell us? Just talk a little louder and faster than you talk normally.
I think I should tell you a little bit about DDR Community, which we've been running that for a long time. So any in-house recruiters on the call, they might have heard of it. It's a Slack group for in-house recruiters. We have 2,500 members. We run meetups around the world, and we are trying to communicate in a different way to what has happened before, and that's really the exciting thing about it. You talked about us like running around and getting drunk. I think that's a little bit out of context because that's how it's, that's not even how it started. It started with people having an open and honest conversation around a table. And I think that's
not what I read. You said you and Hung Lee used to get drunk on Sunday night and couldn't go to work on Monday. But
hi, I'm Cole Napper, host of Directionally Correct, the #1 people analytics podcast in the world. Come check out our podcast that dives deep into topics like people analytics, workforce planning, and talent intelligence, helping leaders across the globe navigate the future of work with insight and a little bit of fun.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think you're twisting my words a little bit there, Animal, but I think it's really an important thing. Like, you with your community, with your Facebook group, you made it easier for recruiters to have interesting conversations. You get called out as a rabble raiser, but I think, all of these groups are really important just to up the level of knowledge in recruitment, right? Like, I think that's what you guys have been doing, even if you by questioning these marketeers and these corporate people and whoever else is coming on. I understand that I might be boring
don't talk
you here
about
a
us.
little bit.
Talk about you. Okay, so what's the name of this group again? I didn't catch it.
So DBR.community.
Hold on. D as in Donald. D as in Donald.
Yeah, D
as in Donald.
B?
Yeah, Delta Bravo. Yeah, D Delta. Delta Bravo.
Delta
Romeo.
Bravo.
Community.
Romeo. Delta
DBR
Bravo Romeo.
community?
DBR. Okay. And
Yeah.
what is it? Is it an online community or meetups in different cities around the world?
A Slack group. Yeah, we have meetups in 4 or 5 different European cities. 3 in the UK, 1 in Ireland, 1 in Berlin. Sometimes we meet up elsewhere.
And what's so special about these?
Am
I still on the show?
Probably it's the biggest community for in-house recruiters where they can share information and honest feedback about what's happening in their day-to-day life, as a recruiter.
So okay. I said you got 10 minutes. Is that okay? What else can we talk about? And if they want to join, people want to join this Delta Bravo.
Let's talk about the growth hacking thing a little bit, because I think I don't want you to think about it as just marketing or just sourcing. Growth hacking is a mindset, right? It's about you growing. It's about everyone growing, and that's, for me, the most important thing is that when you get stuck, you identify that you've got to grow and change something, and that's what growth hacking is about. It's about identifying the right opportunities and where to go next and how to get more leads, make more sales, give a better candidate experience. And I think that's really important to point out.
It's a mindset. But you know what? That's too general. What we need is to have examples of it. That's how we actually learn how to growth hack. So one example you gave was putting GIFs. I didn't know about that, really. Putting GIFs, not just pictures, funny GIFs in emails. People like that, according to you, and you get a better response when you've got something there. So that's one you gave us. The other one was creating a custom search engine and handing it over to the hiring manager and letting him or her do the work of finding the candidate. Am I right about that one?
Exactly.
So did you give us a third one as well? Was there a third one?
I talked about A/B testing job ads.
Yeah, A/B testing.
Standard growth
hack. Just so you got any more? Do you have any others?
Yeah, sure. My favorite is scraping and using scraping tricks to build audience models on Facebook. Do you know about that?
No, I don't know. So tell us.
So you can target ads on Facebook based on people's email addresses. If you can get a list of people's email addresses and follow them around Facebook with ads which are relevant to your job or your company, they'll apply to it. And then you've done all the work.
I actually saw something about that. Is that still allowed? Is that still allowed on Facebook?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And how do you get the list of emails? How do you get the list of emails? How do you get the list of email addresses? A great one is just
to get them out of your ATS. Get them out of your ATS, the ones that you've already got. Loads of recruiters have loads of emails in their ATS that they're not using correctly, and they're not contacting every couple of weeks. Why not just throw ads at them and see those that are interested? They'll come back to you. Makes your life a lot easier. All you've got to do is pick up the phone, right?
Okay, give us another.
Good idea. I'll check that out.
Time. Okay, give us another one. Hey, Michael G. Cox still on the line? What do you think of that one?
That was interesting.
Okay, and Michael G. Cox, I saw you said there, stop beating that dead horse about the, putting all, when Amy was on. Why didn't you help me? You didn't say a word, okay? I was trying to cut it off. Okay, but anyway, give us another one. Go on, Tris. I'm waiting. Oh, know this. Anything else like scraping? You said scraping. How do you scrape?
My favorite little scraper is just called Scrape. You can find it on the Chrome web store. It's just called Scraper. And it's a little right-click, and you can scrape similar. That's a really cool, lightweight scraper I'm using. And if you know a little bit about XML, which is how the data is translated on the web page, you can target web pages and scrape it very, very quickly and easily.
And scraping means you take all the content off and put it into a spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know.
And then you can
Scraper...
run it through HireTool if you want to. You can't do that in Europe. You can run it through HireTool, get all their information, send the messages.
Scraper.com, is that it?
No, it's a Chrome plugin. It's just called Scraper.
Oh, it's a Chrome. I asked you half an hour ago, what's your favorite Chrome? You wouldn't tell me, okay?
I got loads, man. I got too
more...
many plugins. I actually have to consistently, I run 3 different versions of my browser to have different plugin setups for different situations.
Okay. Give us a couple more then. Give us a few more plugins, and I'll let you go.
Let me see, ones that you guys haven't spoken about on this show.
Don't think too long.
I'm using an SEO plugin called Moz to look at keyword density in job ads. That's quite useful.
Okay, yeah, I think you're talking over our heads. Michael G. Cox, do you understand that?
Nope.
Okay, yeah. You're talking to these sources who code. We're not them. We're dumb, okay? We're just the ordinary man and woman. Okay?
And what you guys, you know that there are things out there that you need to understand and get better at. And I really think that it's important that people stop becoming users of the internet and start to become manipulators of the internet. They start to use it proactively, because right now everything is just washing over us. And I think you need to get back out there and start using it as it can be used, and manipulating it as it can be used. I think that we can all be better citizens of the internet, and we can have something better from it at the end of the day.
Okay, so we should actually. So here's your message. Hey, you dummies on the Recruiting Animal Show. You know, what I'm hearing from you guys is that you are too resistant and lazy to learn what really should be the basics for any decent recruiter in 2018. If you're not willing to take a look at Scrape and gather names quickly from websites, you're dumb. If you're not willing to, what was the last thing that you advised us to use? What was that other? The second one?
Iffy.
What was the? No. A second ago was it? I said Scrape. We don't understand that. Scraper. Okay. Was there another one that Michael, that you didn't understand? You said nope. I don't know it. I don't know it either. Okay. So what's the other one? Scrape. Well, we could say stick with Scraper.
Are you using Facebook ads?
No, you said something else, so you can look at the code on the site. I can't even remember.
SEO Moz, yeah. Moz.
SEO Moz. Okay, Moz, yeah. You're saying, okay, your message is, Jerry, Michael G. Cox, and Recruiting Animal, you guys are just plain stupid. You're behind the times. This is not the way to be a recruiter today. You've got to learn something. It only takes a few hours of discipline to master these things. Am I right about that? It only takes a few hours, or does it take weeks?
It takes hours.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes.
Well, maybe you're in England. It only takes a couple of minutes. Over in North America, we're not as quick as you. Okay, but so that's your message. Then you should be telling us in a dramatic way, okay? You had an opportunity to come on here at the beginning. I'm going to tell you guys how to growth hack, but first I've got to tell you, you're doing it wrong. You have to learn how to be a recruiter. You can't be dinosaurs, okay? That's how you should have started off this show, and that's how you're going to start it off the next time you come on here. If people want to find you, the show's over. If people want to find you, where should they go?
TrishRevill.com.
TrishRevill. It's great to have evil in your last name. Trish Revill. Thank you.